Hi and welcome to the Lifestyle Show with me, Pam Joseph, broadcasting from the Tabernacle in the heart of Ladbroke Grove. It's absolutely buzzing here. I mean, we've got, literally days to go for one of the biggest street carnivals ever, the Notting Hill Carnival. So you can imagine, right here, the Tabernacle is all going really, really manic. It's really great. Really feels good. Now, I want you for the next few hours to put your remote control firmly away because you're going to be entertained by myself and my guests, and it's all good. You're also very welcome to join in. Send us your comments. Tell us what you think about the show. Tell us what you think about the guests. Tell us anything you want to tell us, and you can do that in a couple of ways. You can email us, and that's lifestyleonben@hotmail.co.uk. You can also get onto our Facebook, which is the Lifestyle page, Lifestyle on Ben. Don't forget your likes, and Twitter at Lifestyle TV Show. Now, as I said, we embrace the carnival every year, and this is the carnival season. Recently, I caught up with the High Commissioner to St. Lucia. Now, His Excellency, Mr. Guy Mayers, is actually endorsing and supporting a particular initiative. This is an initiative called the Laborie Pan Project. They've been coming over here on a fundraising mission, but also they've been invited by the Mangrove Steel Band to get involved with them, with various projects going on. We've got a workshop that they're doing. We've got the panorama that they're going to be involved in. There's carnival that they're going to be involved in. I mean, there's a lot of things. He's going to explain some of that later on in the show. We're going to have other members of the Steel Band, and they're going to be giving us even more details of that. But first of all, we go to the High Commission and His Excellency, Mr. Guy Mayers. Hi, I'm here at the St. Lucia High Commission in southwest London. I'm here on a very important mission to speak to His Excellency Mr. Guy Mayers, the High Commissioner to St. Lucia for the UK. Now, Mr. Mayers has been appointed in 2016. And I've only just met, this is going to be the first time I'm going to meet him. It's going to be very interesting. One of the main issues we're going to be talking about is the Laborie Pan Project. It's a group of people coming together, playing pan and playing the soca music that we love, but it's also on a fundraising mission. We're going to hear all about that with his endorsement. We're going to hear all about that a bit later. So follow me as I go in and try and capture this elusive man, my country, and I've never met him. This is the first time. So let's go in, shall we? I'm here with His Excellency Mr. Guy Mayers, High Commissioner of St. Lucia to the UK. Can I first of all say your busy schedule, I thank you for taking time out to give the viewers of the Lifestyle Show your we want to know a bit more about you, because I'll tell you the truth, we've not had you on the show, and you've been appointed since 2016 as High Commissioner to the UK, and this is the first, I think, for many of our viewers to actually see who the man is, that have a face, if you will, behind the name. So thank you ever so much. But primarily, we want to talk about your involvement in what we call the Laborie Pan Project. Right. Now, they're over here, being invited by the Mangrove Steel Band. Right. As we know, Carnival is just literally round the corner, the UK Carnival. Let's talk about the Laborie Pan Project and why you are so heavily involved, if you will, in that.
Okay, thank you very much for having me this morning. The Laborie Pan Project wrote to the St. Lucia High Commission as well as the St. Lucia Tourism Authority, seeking assistance and collaboration since they're going to be here in London participating in the Notting Hill Carnival. They are the runners-up in our panorama in St. Lucia, and our carnival having taken place in July, mid-July. And so when the Tourism Authority and myself discussed it, we thought it would be a good idea, since these young people would be here, to have them work with the St. Lucia diaspora. They have done a great job getting to the point of being the runners-up in the panorama in St. Lucia.
Fantastic.
So why not let them teach the second, third generation St. Lucians in the UK diaspora what steel pan is all about, and to teach them some of the repertoire that they have that facilitated them being the second runner, the runners-up in the competition.
Yes.
And so we decided from that discussion we agreed to host a workshop for young people who are interested in playing pan. And that will take place on the 29th and 30th of August.
Yes.
We have opened it up to young people between the ages, I think, of 7 all the way to 18, 19.
Yes, yes.
Or those older ones who feel they're young at heart and want to participate, we will not
Why
prevent
not?
them from coming.
Yes.
It's just that there's a limited amount of spaces available.
Yeah, I understand
for
it's
the
about
training.
20 spaces.
About 20
still.
spaces
20
available.
spaces, yeah.
So first come, first serve.
Yes, of course.
That workshop will take place over the 2 days, and hopefully those persons who will participate will feel or get the urge for playing pan.
Yeah.
And also some of the traditional songs that the group will be playing, in addition to hopefully what they played to win or help them get to be second place in the competition at home. That will excite St. Lucians up here who would want to continue playing pan. I would like to know that there's a legacy left behind in any training.
Of course.
And so I'm hopeful that those young people who are trained will want to continue learning how to play the seal pan, and that in the long run, both the High Commission and the authority, Tourism Authority, can use them as ambassadors to promote St. Lucia throughout the UK. In addition to the workshop, we have also organized a fundraiser on the evening, or Thursday evening, the 30th of August. Again, that is to encourage St. Lucians to come out and hear what these young people from St. Lucia have to offer. So they'll play the songs that they played at the Panorama in St. Lucia, and repertoire some of the old St. Lucian traditional songs as well, so that we can encourage St. Lucians in the diaspora to support those young people, because we think that they're doing a great job.
Yes.
And it's a way of them giving back and also encouraging St. Lucians, and that, hey, here's some young people who are doing great work. Come out and support them so that they can continue the work that they are doing in the community.
Excellent. So there is a ticket price for this, because of course it's a fundraiser. So if we can just let everybody know that they can get more information by calling the High Commission perhaps, but it is £5, just, which is rather cheap, I think, for a fantastic do. £5 for adults and £2 for children. Right. But it is a fundraiser. We know that it's the reason that they want in the donations is to, keep up the spirit of it all with, expenses with the steel band and things like that. Also, it's sort of like for some of the members of the PAN project, it's educational fees as well to help with their educational fees. So it's a very good cause.
Yes, it is for a very good cause, as I said, and they had to seek sponsorship to come up here to participate. And so whatever funds that are raised on that evening will go directly to supporting them, because we believe it's a very good cause, and it also provides an opportunity for St. Lucians to mingle, meet old friends, and enjoy sweet pan music from St. Lucia. And hopefully that will do well, that augurs well for the camaraderie in the diaspora in St. Lucia. And for those who have not been to the High Commission for a while, it's a good reason to come and visit the High Commission.
Definitely. And to meet you, sir. It's my first time meeting you, and I'm thrilled, can I say. But can we go back to the workshop, because it's from 1 till 5.
Right.
It's £12 for the 2 days. So that's 2 days.
So the same group is going to be trained. And they will then be part of the concert on the Thursday evening.
Yes.
So whatever they learned, they will be putting that into practice. Fantastic. Along with the PAN group. And then the PAN group will be presenting them, saying, hey, this is what we have taught them over the 2 days. And then the group will perform for the benefit of the St. Lucians. And I'm sure that those St. Lucians who enjoy PAN music are going to be having a very enjoyable evening.
Exactly. Initially, we know that the Library Pan Project will be joining the Notting Hill Carnival's Panorama event. This is actually taking place on the 25th of August. Yeah. So that's sort of like our first viewing, if you will, of the Library Pan Project. That'd be exciting
and
as well.
And they're already here. We met with them on Friday. So right now they are at the Panyard practicing to ensure that they can mesh with the visiting group and give a very good account. And we're sure they'll give a very good account of themselves.
Okay, you said you were going to be getting involved. Sir, can you play the steel pans?
Unfortunately, I can't. So I'll try to learn. I'll try to learn a few notes myself.
That'd be lovely seeing you having a go at that. So we know that the ages are between 6 and 18 for the workshop, and the cost is £12, as I said. And for the tickets for the High Commission concert with the Library Pan Project, it's £5 for adults and £2 for children. But all this information can also be obtained on the website, no doubt?
Yeah, it is, yes. Eves has that well covered.
Yes.
And he will do a subsequent interview with you
and give out more information on that.
To give out some more information on.
Yeah, no problem.
But we're very glad for the collaboration.
I think it's brilliant, and I love the fact that you are getting so involved in this. So it's absolutely fantastic. Okay, that's the first half, and that's mainly talking about this initiative, the Library Pan Project. If you want to know more about that, you can email or get in touch with the High Commission. They'll be able to give you more details as well. After the break, we go back to His Excellency. This time, we're going to talk to the man himself. We're going to hear more about him on a personal level. So see you soon.
What I love about my natural hair is that it brings out me and my natural beauty, and I love it because it's full of cover and full of style.
What I love about my natural hair, it's healthy, curly, it keeps my face warm, and I can do lots of styles with it.
I love about my natural hair is that it's nice, it's curly, and it makes me have comfort in my life.
What I love about my natural hair is how curly it is and the texture of it, because whenever I feel it, it makes me so happy.
What I love about my natural hair is that it's easy to do, it's really soft, and that I don't really have to worry about doing it when my sisters are getting theirs done, and it's really easy to wash.
I love my natural hair because when it's wet, you can see all the nice curls and it's nice and shiny, and it's big and crazy like me.
I like my natural hair because it's more beautiful and more shiny, and I like it because it's beautiful and pretty. It's so beautiful and so lovely and so amazing.
What I love about my natural hair is that I can do it in different styles, like plait it, twist it, straighten it, curl it.
What I love about my natural hair is that it's very versatile and I can do loads of styles with it, so it shows how amazing I am, and it's just really, it shows what I'm feeling and how I express my feelings.
What I like about my natural hair is that it's very fluffy and you can do it in lots of different styles. But if you put too much chemicals in it, you can't do it.
Hi and welcome back to the Lifestyle Show with me, Pam Joseph, here at the Tabernacle in West London. It's all good, all the vibes are here. Earlier, we spoke to the High Commissioner, we spoke about an initiative, the Library Pan Project, and their fundraising mission in the UK. He has endorsed that, and they're a terrific set of people. You're going to meet them later on in the programme. But I wanted to know a bit more about the man himself. Yeah, he was actually appointed in 2016. It's the first time I met him. So let's find a bit more about the man himself, Mr. Guy Mayers. Fantastic. As I said in my intro, first time I've met you, but you were sworn in November 2016. How has it been? So it's nearly 2 years. Doesn't time fly?
Time flies.
Time flies.
And it has been an exciting 2 years.
Yeah.
I've gotten to understand how things work in the diaspora, and we have been doing a lot of work with the St. Lucians in the diaspora. We also had to oversee the Prime Minister and Foreign Minister's team attending the CHOGM here in April. And we've also been collaborating with the other high commissions and embassies representing CARICOM on the whole Windrush issue. That has been a very heart-wrenching and troublesome issue.
That's right, that's right.
But we are satisfied that we are making good progress.
Yes.
And we continue to ask St. Lucians who have been affected by it or who think that they're victims of the Windrush issue to come forward to the High Commission. Come and give us your story, bring your information, and we will then make representation on their behalf to the Home Office to ensure that whatever rights that they have will be secured, including compensation for loss that they have suffered.
Yes.
Because we think that this is a vexing issue that needs attention, and the collaborative effort among the High Commissioners in the region have allowed us to reach where we are today.
Yes.
We're thankful for the cooperation we have received from yourselves in the media in keeping the whole issue alive, and the good cooperation we are also receiving from the government of the United Kingdom. So I think it augurs well for everybody.
Excellent. I was reading up on that. I couldn't believe how many, St. Lucians were involved. To be honest with you, when you first hear about the Windrush, you just think, well, there's a lot of Jamaicans that are involved in this. But it's surprising. It's other Caribbean islands, and the amount of St. Lucians, I was, ooh,
There are St. Lucians involved.
Yeah.
And our issue is that these St. Lucians came up here in the 1950s, in the 1960s and 70s, while we were still a colony of Great Britain, let's not forget.
Of course.
And they came up at the invitation of the British government.
Yes.
So they're not refugees, and they're not illegal immigrants. And so even if the British amended the legislation back in 1973 and again in 1980, we only became independent in February of 1979.
That's right.
And so whatever legislation that was passed or amended in 73 cannot pertain to St. Lucians.
Right.
Because at that time we were still a colony of Great Britain.
Of course.
And so that needs to be taken on board in this whole scenario.
Yeah.
And so we have also been making representation on behalf of St. Lucians in that regard.
Yeah.
And so far, we think we're getting somewhere.
You're getting somewhere. You're doing good, and I must say you are doing good. I've heard things, and it's very, very good, positive feedback coming back from that. Now, let's talk a bit about you, Mr. Mayers, former president of the St. Lucia Chamber of Commerce, former Minister for Trade and Commerce, former Minister for Home Affairs and National Security. No doubt you had to get this position. It couldn't have been a surprise.
Let's put it this way. I've been associated with the United Kingdom for many years.
That's right.
I first came here in 1979 as a student. I attended the London College of Printing, that's what it was called at the time.
That's right.
Elephant and Castle.
Yes.
They've changed the name now.
Yes.
But I also had an old aunt of mine who lived here for over 50 years, and she would have qualified under the Windrush.
Oh, God.
But obviously she had her documents all sorted out, she had a British passport, so she was fine.
Yes.
And so we kept in close contact, because I was like the only son she ever had, because she was unmarried and no kids. And so, fortunately for me, she came to visit St. Lucia after many years.
Yes.
Christmas of 1978.
Yes.
And so I got to know, I'd known of her, but I got to know her then when she came, because she's sister to my mom.
Right.
And so It just happened that in 1979, August of 1979, I came up here to be as a student, and so my aunt took care of me, met me at the airport, and so on, and so we became lifelong friends.
Yes.
My only regret in being here at this time is that she passed away 4 years ago at the ripe old age of 95.
Oh, wow.
Just before her 96th birthday. So that is the only regret I have of taking up this job. But I've had experience with being on the private sector side, and also on the public sector side. And so with the whole Brexit scenario, we'll soon be negotiating post-Brexit and also post-EU, because we have the CARIFORUM EU agreement.
Yes.
So we have a post-Cotonou agreement and to negotiate, and also we need to engage the UK once Brexit happens in March of next year. So I think it's an opportune time for me to be here with my private sector as well as my public sector experience to be able to give support to the St. Lucia government.
That's fantastic. So I love the fact that you had a relationship with the UK before, obviously, this appointment. But going back on your appointment here, so, you know, you went to see the Queen with your wife. I mean, that was fantastic, though. Didn't you look dapper? No, but you absolutely looked fantastic. But how was that experience for you?
Fantastic. Not many people get the opportunity to meet the Queen. And it so happened that the very first day in November when I got here, I met the Queen that same evening, to the envy of some of my colleagues who said, look, we've been here for months and we have not met the Queen, and here you are meeting the Queen the same day that you came. But I met the Queen that day because my Minister of Agriculture, on knowing that I was going to be coming up to take my assignment, he called and asked what day I was going up. And when I told him, he said, but we have to represent, St. Lucia needs representation at the palace for the Queen's Canopy project. As you know, the Queen is doing this Canopy project throughout the Commonwealth. And St. Lucia was one of the first islands to sign up to the Canopy project. And so we were supposed to be there to receive our certificate. And he said, well, since you're going up, you may as well represent St. Lucia, so I won't have to come up. And I was given the responsibility to do so. So I got here in the morning, and in the evening I was in the palace meeting the Queen.
My gosh.
And then after that I had to go and present my credentials along with my wife, so I was able to do that. And then, but before that, the following Tuesday, the Queen is also the patron of the Lifesavers Association. And we had a St. Lucian who came up to get his award from the Queen as well. Excellent. So I had to accompany him to the palace to get his award.
Okay, so, and he won the award for
bravery, and he was able to save somebody's life. And so he was recommended for an award from the Queen, which he received the following week. So I've just been fortunate that I've been able to meet the Queen on a few occasions.
On a few occasions, that's very good. We spoke about the fact that there was the carnival in July, and then there was obviously the one everybody knows about with the jazz in May. But what else can visitors to the island of St. Lucia look forward to before we end 2018?
Well, there's still a lot happening. There is the Blues Festival taking place the end of this month.
The end of August?
End of August.
That's
and
jazz.
Tickets are already on sale. Yes. Because, don't forget, we changed the format of the jazz festival. So instead of everything being in May, it's spread throughout the year. These are one of the new initiatives taken by the new government to extend the project, the music festival, all the way to the end of the year.
Yeah, interesting, because more the tourism trade will then go higher, isn't it?
Because after you've done something for so many years, to give it new life and make it more relevant, you've got to make changes. And so that was what was done. And so under the Soleil theme,
Yes.
we've broken it up. So those persons who like the hardcore jazz were able to participate and enjoy it in May.
Yes.
And then you have you had Carnival, which
In
was
July.
brought in as part of
Yeah.
that.
And
And
then-
end of August, you have the blues, and so on. And we continue, there's going to be the country and western, etc. So we've stretched it throughout the year.
Yes, yes, the food festival now, because the last time I spoke to, before he became Prime Minister, let me tell you, Mr. Alan Chastanet, he spoke about food and wine, or food and drink, but it was
Food and
meant to be the back end of the year. Is that still?
Yes, that is still on, and that is supposed to be held in sometime in November.
That's the one.
Yes.
Yeah, that's still going
So
good.
we try to have something to suit each taste.
Yes.
And an opportunity to give persons who want to come to visit St. Lucia, who may not be hardcore jazz, but you like your country and western, or you like your blues, or you like
Yes.
the carnival, you like the food and rum,
Yes.
you know, something for everyone.
Something for everyone.
And spread throughout the year. That
Exactly.
helps us continue our building our tourism product
Tourism, yeah.
throughout the year, instead of everything being concentrated in May.
Yeah, let's stick to tourism, because I know that in sport, cricket, that lovely cricket ground, and I can never remember the name of it.
Darren
It's near
Sammy
where
ground.
my mum lives, you know.
It's called the Darren Sammy Cricket Ground.
Right. So with the cricket, you've got the cricket going on, and then I know that Mr. Chastanet spoke about creating a golf course, or creating something like that. Has that come into fruition yet, or is that still in the...
Well, there is a golf course in Gros-Islet.
Yes.
What we're doing is a racetrack, a horse racetrack in the south, the DHS project.
Okay.
And that is a fantastic project
Yeah.
that will encourage and elevate the level of horse racing
Yes.
in St. Lucia, bringing it to the international level,
Yes.
where we will be having thoroughbred horses coming to participating in races in St. Lucia.
Yeah.
And that's one of the other ways that we are going to be raising the profile of the country,
Yeah.
and encouraging a new kind of clientele to St. Lucia. We're hoping that the racetrack will be ready for February next year, when we're celebrating our 40th anniversary of independence,
That'd be a good one.
and hopefully have our first horse race
Yes.
on the new racetrack there.
Yeah. Talking about the 40th anniversary, it would be so nice, don't you think, Mr. Mayers, if we could go down there and celebrate that with St. Lucians, and take our camera and our crew and promote that. Do you not think that'd be good
I
idea?
think that'd be a good idea, and also that you'd work with us here, because we do have a committee in place now,
Yes.
already planning for our 40th.
Definitely.
It is significant, and I want to ensure that we will be having a great celebration with all of our St. Lucia associations working together for that full year of celebrations
That
in
is
the
going to
UK,
happen.
and supporting what's happening back at home.
Excellent, that will happen, and thank you, sir. We'll keep very much in touch with the St. Lucia High Commission, and thank you for taking the time, as I've said before, about this Laborie Pan project. That's the main thing, fundraising. We're going to have more on that, and our viewers will know even more about that before, that time happens. They're going to know so many things.
And I do thank you very much for your support.
Mr. Guy Mayers, Your Excellency, Mr. Guy Mayers, thank you ever so much. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Oh, what a very informative interview there with His Excellency, the High Commissioner, Mr. Guy Mayers. We are just about to leave now. Had to stand by my flag. It's my flag. It's been great, and we are going to be keeping up all sort of events and festivities happening in the country, in the actual country of St. Lucia, and also over here for the UK to know what's happening over there too. So we're going to have a very good relationship with the High Commission. Lifestyle on Ben, this is great and this is good, and you'll be seeing more of this flag in the future. Bye-bye. I do really believe that Lifestyle's going to be having a lot of things going on with the High Commission there. Very nice chap. I liked him very, very much. Don't forget to Google the actual email address for the St. Lucia High Commission. Don't actually have that on me right now, but Google that, get all the information you can about the concert, about the workshops and what have you. All right, now we are going to take another break now, where when we come back, we're going to be talking to a A doctor, consultant, a specialist, if you will. Anthony Jordan went down to see him earlier in the week. There's a campaign that's been hitting our TV screen, so we've had that a little while now. Be clear on cancer. Be clear on cancer. Loads of you are going to say, yeah, I know about that. But there's a bit more to it than meets the eye. Anthony Jordan is going to be speaking to a consultant. This is going to be straight after the break.
What I love about my natural hair is that it brings out me and my natural beauty, and I love it because it's full of cover and full of style.
What I love about my natural hair, it's healthy, curly, it keeps my face warm, and I can do lots of styles with it. I love about my natural hair is that it's nice, it's curly, and it makes me have comfort in my life.
What I love about my natural hair is how curly it is and the texture of it, because whenever I feel it, it makes me so happy.
What I love about my natural hair is that it's easy to do, it's really soft, and that I don't really have to worry about doing it when my sisters are getting theirs done, and it's really easy to wash.
I love my natural hair because when it's wet, you can see all the nice curls and it's nice and shiny, and it's big and crazy like me.
I like my natural hair because it's more beautiful and more shiny, and I like it because it's beautiful and pretty. It's so beautiful and so lovely and so amazing. What I love about my natural hair is that I can do it in different styles, like plait it, twist it, straighten it, curl it.
What I love about my natural hair is that it's very versatile and I can do loads of styles with it, so it shows how amazing I am, and it's just really, it shows what I'm feeling and how I express my feelings.
What I like about my natural hair is that it's very fluffy and you can do it in lots of different styles. But if you put too much chemicals in it, you can't do it.
Welcome back to the Lifestyle Show. Right, here we go. Anthony Jordan is speaking to a Dr. Jonathan Makinjola. He's a consultant neurologist based at the King's College Hospital on the initiative Be Clear on Cancer.
Hi ladies and gentlemen, Anthony Jordan here for the Lifestyle Show on Ben TV. At the moment, Public Health England have got a Be Clear on Cancer campaign going on, and right now we're going to focus on the bladder and kidney part of the cancer. What it is there's a chance of, if you spot any blood within your urine, these could be the early signs of cancer. So right now I'm going to be talking to Jonathan Makinjola, consultant urologist, who's going to give us more information on how to look out for these signs and the other signs of cancer that are available and the treatments that are available. Let's have a word. Hi Doctor, thank you very much for your time. So tell us, this latest campaign about the blood in the urine, what is it all about?
So it's a campaign working with the NHS and Public Health England, one of their bodies, looking at blood in the urine, and we're targeting ethnic minorities and faith groups as well, to really try and highlight the symptoms of bladder and kidney cancer in these groups. What the key message is saying that if you find blood in your urine, even if it's just the one time, you should really get it checked out.
Yes, I can really imagine it. That's one of the early signs towards cancer. Just an interesting question: why is there a targeting towards the religious sectors? Why is the?
So that's a really interesting question. We know in terms of diagnosis and delay to diagnosis, we know some of these groups, black and ethnic minority groups, often delay presentation, and we know that delay in presentation can actually be detrimental to the outcome. So if things are caught early, they can be treated and dealt with earlier. So that's why we're really targeting these groups with this specific campaign.
So just expanding further on the faith group situation, What do you believe is the reason why they choose not to come to yourselves?
Well, I think a lot of people, for people of colour and faith, God is important for them, and some groups believe that whatever happens will be, and it's the will of God. We've done a lot of work with faith groups up and down West and East Midlands, so places like Birmingham, Nottingham, Leicester, and we've worked with imams, preachers, pastors, to really try and drive that message home. We've had a lot of positive support from them to say, look, on the one hand, God is important for them in their lives, but it's also important that if you have symptoms, go and see your GP, because if things are picked up early, we can sort those out for them.
Yeah, so understandably that there is you might feel a pain, a different sensation in your urination, or you'll spot the urine within the you'll spot the blood within the urine. Is there any other symptoms that people could look out for?
Yeah, so in mainly the older population, so when I say that I mean over 50s, people who have urinary tract infections or cystitis-like symptoms, when they're treated with antibiotics, it doesn't go away and it comes out quite quickly. That could be a worrying sign of bladder cancer. Also abdominal discomfort, bloating, being able to feel some kind of funny sensation like a mass in your abdomen with some blood in the urine could be a worrying sign. But often it can be have no symptoms apart from that one episode of blood or urine. So again, if you see blood, even if it's just a one time, no matter how big or small you think it is, please get it checked out.
I mean, it's such an impactful change. I mean, how helpful is it to catch these symptoms earlier on? Yeah, we know that with a lot of cancers, and bladder and kidney cancer especially, if caught early, we can treat you and get you a full cure. If it's caught later, where it had a chance for the cancer to spread around the body, or so-called metastasize, then cure is going to be very difficult, if not impossible to do, and it's about keeping people comfortable, and it really affects quality of life as well. So if we catch it early, we can cure you of your cancer. Basically, that's the key message. Okay. We mentioned the fact that within certain religious faith groups, shall I say, they're less likely to go for. Are there any other demographics that we should look out for based on gender or background?
Well, in terms of, it affects us all, and in terms, it's not necessarily a racial thing or a gender thing, but smoking is one of the key things that can cause bladder or kidney cancer. So it's obviously good to try and stop that. But going back to the actual symptoms of bladder cancer and kidney cancer, and why we're targeting ethnic minority and faith groups, we know that these groups are the ones that engage less with healthcare services. So promotions like this, targeting these groups, can really try and have an impact in outcomes for them.
In the King's College where you operate, is there a specific demographic that you see that you have to inform the news of a cancer situation? Yeah, so where I work in South London, very multicultural, diverse area, but we do have one of the largest demographics of peoples originally from the Caribbean and Africa. So we do see a higher than normal incidence of these bladder and kidney cancer in these groups. In terms of the diagnosis and the symptoms, as any other group, again, it's really detecting blood in the urine early, basically. Yeah, and from your experience, we talked about the improvement of quality of life, but the impact that it has, is there any experiences that you could share with us? Yeah, I've had a patient who was in his mid-50s, a gentleman of West African extraction, who had picked up some blood in his urine, and his wife was nagging him to go to the doctor. He delayed for a few months because he thought it was just an infection, and he eventually did go, and thankfully when we did a camera test looking inside his bladder and a CAT scan, and we found it was still quite early, just stage 1 bladder cancer, so we were able to treat him. I think he sticks in my mind because he was one of the youngest patients I treated, and he happened to be from West Africa as well. But yeah, it really just drives that message home of getting your symptoms checked early, and if we do find something, we can treat with it rapidly and quickly if picked up early. Do you find that you find more men or more women coming to get checked within the city? Yeah, I tend to find it's more women tend to get checked a lot more. Okay. Women are quite good at detecting symptoms or changes in their body and going to see their GP, whereas men have to be dragged in kicking or screaming often by their wives sometimes, or when things are really at an advanced stage do they come and seek health intervention. So again, we're trying to drive that message that, even if you have the symptoms just the once, see your GP basically. Okay, fantastic. And if anyone wanted to get some more information on the blood and urine, bladder cancer, the cancers that are out there, how can they get to more information?
So quite simply, go onto the internet and you can go through the search engines for Be Clear on Cancer, and if you search those, there'll be a lot of information on that. There's a national TV and video campaign, and also on the website you can see some patient stories from black and ethnic minority patients who have had these conditions with blood in the urine and their patient journeys. So it's definitely worth checking out.
Okay, thank you very much. And just finally, what would be the message, just to drive it home one more time, what message would you like to leave with?
So the key message, if they took anything else from this interview, is if you notice blood in your urine, even if it's just the once, please get it checked out, basically.
Okay, Dr. Jonathan, thank you very much for your time, sir. Thank you. Okay, guys, just want to say a huge thank you to Jonathan for taking the time out, but I also want to encourage you to please pay attention. You might think it's nothing, but it could be the early symptoms of cancer, and you could treat yourself a lot sooner to a situation, again, benefit of life, the quality of life. You can save yourself on this. So any signs of any trace of blood, do get it checked out. That's what doctors are there for. That's what the consultants are there for, to help you out. So for more information, you've got the details there. It's right there. Visit the websites, check it out. It's to help yourselves, to help your family. Again, I'm very religious myself. I do believe in the power of God, but God sends people to help you. Okay, that's why we have these people in place. So please, guys, don't be afraid. Go and get the help. Anthony Jordan, signing out.
Approximately 17,500 people will develop kidney or bladder cancer per year in the UK.
People from the black community we don't talk about cancer. We see cancer as a death sentence, really.
Cancer in Asian community, I think it's seen as a big taboo. So the minute you mention cancer, people think, oh, wow, you know.
Patients are often very embarrassed to come forward. They don't want to tell their friends or relatives or discuss it. They feel that perhaps something wrong that they've done is now the cause of their symptoms. They may visit a spiritualist rather than going directly to their GP. And not that that's a bad thing, but of course that may delay things further.
Some people won't even say cancer. They said, oh, the C word. And I say, what, you mean cancer? You know, I have no problem. I have totally accepted that you got to get it diagnosed early on and get it treated.
The most typical sign that might alert you to a problem that could be cancer in your kidney or your bladder is seeing blood in your urine.
When there was blood in my urine, I knew I had to get medical help.
I went to my GP. I was asked to provide a urine sample.
They did my urine test, and I think they realized very quickly that it was something very serious.
They sent me a letter from London hospitals, and they find in my bladder it had a small tumor-like,
When I was diagnosed with bladder cancer, I was totally shocked. Afterwards, I got home, realised, that, right, okay, I've got a fight on my hands.
You can't just sort of ignore it, so I felt that if I talked about it, then I've got other people there to support me.
I told my immediate family straight away, and friends as well, and they were very, very supportive. And to be honest, I could not have managed without all their support. For a year or so I had the treatment, and it has worked for me, and cancer hasn't returned.
When I was referred to the urology team, the decision was that they would remove my bladder. So I had the operation, and I was really glad that I did that. It saved my life, and everything's fine now.
After the surgery, I felt relieved. I now look forward to the future.
We know that if cancer of the bladder and cancer of the kidney are detected early, then the treatments are very effective.
If any patients notice blood in their urine, even if it is just the one time, please discuss this with your GP straight away, don't delay.
Yeah, Anthony Jordan there with Dr. Jonathan Makinjola, consultant neurologist at the King's College Hospital. Such an important thing to be clear on cancer. That message is going out firm and strong. Let's all look after each other. Let's watch out for each other as well. Right, so we're going to go for another short break now, but when we come back, I'll be rather somewhere else. I'm going to take a little footsie down the road to the front line. Want to know more? Come and meet me down there. See you after the break.
What I love about my natural hair is that it brings out me and my natural beauty, and I love it because it's full of cover and full of style.
What I love about my natural hair, it's healthy, curly, it keeps my face warm, and I can do lots of styles with it.
I love about my natural hair is that it's nice, it's curly, and it makes me have comfort in my life.
What I love about my natural hair is how curly it is and the texture of it, because whenever I feel it, it makes me so happy.
What I love about my natural hair is that it's easy to do, it's really soft, and that I don't really have to worry about doing it when my sisters are getting theirs done, and it's really easy to wash.
I love my natural hair because when it's wet, you can see all the nice curls and it's nice and shiny, and it's big and crazy like me.
I like my natural hair because it's more beautiful and more shiny, and I like it because it's beautiful and pretty. It's so beautiful and so lovely and so amazing.
What I love about my natural hair is that I can do it in different styles, like plait it, twist it, straighten it, curl it.
What I love about my natural hair is that it's very versatile and I can do loads of styles with it. So it shows how amazing I am, and it's just really, it shows what I'm feeling and how I express my feelings.
What I like about my natural hair is that it's very fluffy and you can do it in lots of different styles. But if you put too much chemicals in it, you can't do it.
Oh, it's all going, isn't it? It's a real carnival feel, my gosh. We're based here on the All Saints Road in Ladbroke Grove. Some people call it Mangrove, other people know it as, the front line, you know what I mean. But anyway, I'm flanked by some gorgeous gentlemen here. I'm going to go to my right first. I've got Yves Renard with me. He is actually the head of let me see if I can get this out, the Laborie Promotions, who are part of the Laborie Pan project. He's going to explain about that in a moment. But can I just say, it's great to have you here, sir. How are you feeling? The atmosphere is crazy, it's lovely.
Yes, no, very good. We've been here 2 weeks. It's been very exciting. You see the music growing. You can now hear it behind us. So yes, it's very good vibe.
Excellent. And on my left here, I have, now these are where we go a bit more creative, because we've got a captain and we've got an arranger. Right next to me is the arranger. His name is, let's see if I get this right as well, Andreas Edward. Okay, lovely to see you.
Yes, likewise.
You are an arranger. For the benefit of our viewers, what does an arranger do?
Well, basically what the arranger does is compose the music and distribute it to the band accordingly. So all the music you're hearing in the background, I can use that, I guess. All that is basically the arranger's ideas and stuff distributed into the different instruments in the band to bring out just one song. Basically, yeah.
Musically, and it sounds fantastic. And then we have, last but not least, we've got Joshua Molloy, and you're what they call the captain. What does the captain do with a steel band?
Well, the captain is more or less takes over like a leadership role. So I do more or less a lot of the practice sessions. I take control over the practice sessions. So I work together with the arranger to make sure that the band runs smoothly, players are content, and then even in terms of performances, when we go out in gigs, I'm usually the contact person for whoever we're doing the gig for and the band. So I'm almost like a liaison, if you want to call it like that. Yeah, but the captain is more like a leadership role, more or less. Yeah.
Well, that's a heavy-duty job, no doubt.
Yeah. Very much so. A big job for a small person.
Now, let me come back to you. You're here on the, almost like obviously the carnival. You're getting involved. The Mangrove Steel Band is hosting the Laborie Pan band here. But you're on another mission. You're on a fundraising mission as well. The Laborie Pan project. Let our viewers know a bit about that. What's it all about?
Okay, so we need to transport you first from Notting Hill to St. Lucia.
Oh yes, please.
Yes.
Beam me up.
And then when you arrive in St. Lucia, you need to be transported to the south of St. Lucia. Right. And when you get there, you need to be transported to a small village called Laborie, which is the nicest place in St. Lucia.
You would say that.
Yes, we would say that. But one of the reasons it's a nice place, it's because it's a community that understands that culture and arts are important. And so there are a lot of cultural activities. So there are still dancers, there are quadrille groups. It's a very vibrant community, and really the arts and culture are part of the fabric and also part of the vision of what the community wants to be. And so one of those organizations, if you want, in the community, which is called Laborie Promotions, which actually has been in existence for 27 years, has been doing this, sort of try to link community development and arts and culture. And 12, 13 years ago, we had the opportunity to get instruments to start a steel band. And there was a young person in that community, she's still young, called Quill Barthélemy, who has been the driving force into taking that idea and building a band, working with young people, and those who are next to you started 12 years ago, or one of them at least 12 years ago with the band. And so it's the idea of having a band that plays music, but for much more than playing music. And in fact, the motto of the band is youth and empowerment through music. So it's the idea of giving people something interesting to do. And we believe that music is a factor of social cohesion and social development. So that's what it is. So people have developed in terms of their own skills in music, and that's why you have a local arranger, and Andreas can tell you more about this. And so we thought that partnerships with other institutions and other countries was important. And so most of the older, when I say older, above 16 members of the band have already gone at least once to Trinidad to perform at Panorama during Carnival. We've had paid performances in Martinique already, and we thought London was important because London is a Caribbean city by many ways, and so it was important to get that linkage and to be able to perform with a band here. And we thought that Mangrove was the right one because of their history, because of their connection to the West Indian heritage here. So that's why we're here.
Of course. Well, we know about the workshops. There's going to be a couple of workshops going on. Also, there's going to be a concert that's going to be held at the St. Lucia High Commission. That's going to be quite huge, actually, and very, very special. So you're looking forward to that?
Yeah, man, definitely looking forward to it, because back home, mostly what we do is work with youngsters, and based on our understanding so far, majority of the persons who registered for the workshop will be young individuals, so I'm very excited about it and looking forward to that.
That's good.
Yeah.
There's also going to be a concert. Now, the concert's taking place on the 30th in the evening at the High Commission. Your first time, dare I say this, Joshua, High Commission performing?
Yeah, most definitely. It's not every day you come across a steel band doing a workshop at the High Commission.
That's right.
So yeah, we're looking forward to that on the 30th. The kids who did the workshop will be putting on a show. They will be playing a song that they would have learned in the 2 days. And we will also be having a performance of our own on that same evening. So yeah, Laborie Steel Band will be playing. Well, the 5 of us who are here, 6 of us, sorry, who are here, will be putting on a show at the High Commission on that evening.
I must say congratulations to you guys, because I know you you was runner-up in the Panorama in St. Lucia.
This year and last year. But then in 2016 we were the champions. And we made history. Yeah.
Yeah, brilliant. Well done. Well done. We want to talk a bit more about that, because we talk about the workshops as well. So, are there any more spaces left? Because I heard there was a few. Are there still any places left?
I mean, I know the response was very good. I know there is a good Caribbean tradition of coming, of checking in late. So we assume there will be last minute interest. We didn't want to go beyond 20 because I mean they will be running it, but really 20 is a good group to, and we really want them to be able to, those kids to be able to perform a song after only 2 half days of a workshop. So hopefully, but we want this to. This is the first time. This is not the last time, and so that's the
first
idea.
Time, not the last time.
Not
I
the
love
last
that.
time,
I love
definitely.
that.
Yeah.
I must say that speaking to the High Commissioner, which I did do earlier, he endorsed this, and he thinks it's such a great thing that you guys are doing, and we hope to see a lot more each and every year of the Laborie Steel Band down here.
Yes, and so we hope. Yes, I mean the idea is really to open the doors to future collaboration, and I think one of the elements of the vision is that Steel Band can help to promote St. Lucia as well here. And if it's done by young people who can express St. Lucian culture, then that would be excellent. So we hope to do that, yes.
Last few words you want to say. What do you want to say about your time here in London 2018? My gosh.
Well, yeah, so far we have been having a blast. I mean, my main purpose for coming here is, to make connections with the band and stuff, to take something back home and share the experience and to enjoy myself as well. And to win the panorama.
Don't forget that one. Last words, Joshua.
Sorry?
Last words.
Last words. Oh, what can I say? The trip this year was fantastic. Nothing like we expected it to be. And I'm really proud of my team for coming in and really working hard, because like all of us now have final spots in the stage side, the panorama side this year. So I think the only thing now I can top it up is a victory, and that would be phenomenal if that actually happens.
Thank you ever so much. Thank you for your time. Thank you, Yves. Thank you ever so much. Well, we're going to probably shake a few hips. These guys have to go back and work, but I'm going to shake a few hips. Possibly I can get Yves to shake a few hips with me as well. So we'll sign it out. I'll see you a bit later.
What I love about my natural hair is that it brings out me and my natural beauty, and I love it because it's full of cover and full of style.
What I love about my natural hair, it's healthy, curly, it keeps my face warm, and I can do lots of styles with it.
I love about my natural hair is that it's nice, it's curly, and it makes me have comfort in my life.
What I love about my natural hair is how curly it is and the texture of it, because whenever I feel it, it makes me so happy.
What I love about my natural hair is that it's easy to do, it's really soft, and that I don't really have to worry about doing it when my sisters are getting theirs done, and it's really easy to wash.
I love my natural hair because when it's wet, you can see all the nice curls and it's nice and shiny, and it's big and crazy like me.
I like my natural hair because it's more beautiful and more shiny, and I like it because it's beautiful and pretty. It's so beautiful and so lovely and so amazing.
What I love about my natural hair is that I can do it in different styles, like plait it, twist it, straighten it, curl it.
What I love about my natural hair is that it's very versatile and I can do loads of styles with it, so it shows how amazing I am, and it's just really, it shows what I'm feeling and how I express my feelings.
What I like about my natural hair is that it's very fluffy and you can do it in lots of different styles. But if you put too much chemicals in it, you can't do it.
Hi, welcome back to the Lifestyle Show with me, Pam Joseph, here at the Tabernacle in West London. It's all go, and it's all go for this young man as well. He has to keep fit, Anthony Jordan. He really does. He hot-foots from one area of London to another. Okay, now he's in my part of London, North Wheezy, and he's here with Michael Styles, hairstylist.
Hi, my name is Michael Roberts. I am the Managing Director of Michael Styles Hair Academy, and I came up with the idea of Save a London Life.
Okay, hi sir, thank you very much for your time. I know you've got a very busy schedule as usual. I've heard about this project of the award-winning Michael Styles, empowering the young generation of the future. How did it all start?
How I came up with the concept was that I was in the salon one day last year and it was coming up towards summer holidays. I was thinking, what could I do as a young person in the community? What can I do for the young people in the community? I then was thinking like, okay, well I've got the space. Okay, why did I not try and advertise for some young people that may be interested in hairdressing to get these young people off the streets? Because as you know, there isn't hardly anything to do for the young people in the community. So I was like, well, okay, being somebody in the community, you know, why can't I not give something back? So as I said, this is the second year running. It's been running gratefully. The students are coming out, they're pouring in and stuff like that. I don't have a big, massive salon, so I'm very limited on how much students I can take into the salon and stuff like that. But apart from that, it's been great. As I said, we're looking forward to be running next year. Okay, I've been running the project, as I say, this is the second year, and I ran for 1 day a week for the whole day in the salon because the salon still needs to run. So I've been running it from like 12 till 7. So they come to class, they have their lunch break, then they come back into the class, they get homework, and if they're late, they get detention. So it is still run like with a still kind of structure and stuff like that. And they need to wear black, so they have to look professional. So they're up there.
That's good. That's great stuff. I like the way that it's empowering and it's also teaching a structure. So as well as learning the craft and art of hairdressing, they're actually learning the skill behind it as well.
Yes.
The art of being professional.
Yes.
And not the fun. That is very important.
Yeah.
So, as you said, I fully understand that it's something that it's on your own back, it's something you build on your own. There is a much better than this as well. How many students do you take on a week? How many students are with you per session?
Right, we can take up to 7 students, but normally I push it to like 10. But as I said, health and safety reasons, I keep it maximum at 10. But really, the station, I got 5 stations. So basically, it's meant to be like 1 student per station, because I want them to have the feel, I want them to have the experience to say, yeah, right, this is how a salon's run, and this, the feeling of them doing a client, than to be barged up and squeezed up next to a fellow client or fellow colleague, while they're doing their training. So I want them to have that real feel of how it is to be a stylist. If we had a bigger venue or a bigger establishment, then of course we can then take on much more students. But as we had to turn down a lot this year. But if we had a bigger space, we could have taken more students in and so forth. For what could Ben Television do for Michael Styles Save a London Life? They could do wonders. They could do greatness. I think that by advertising us, by pushing us, just getting the word out there for people in the community or people, in London, to give us donations at Michael Styles, to Save a London Life, and it's not always about money, but it's about time, equipment, products, anybody out there wish to come and give talks, all the above.
That's great. I like the way that it's not just monetary, it's about
Yes.
That is a really great thing. But at the moment, I understand you did have a GoFundMe page, is that correct?
Yes, I do have a GoFundMe page. It's Save a London Life. But the thing is, the GoFundMe is Michael Styles Tomorrow. Okay, so it's Michael Styles Tomorrow. But the way you spell tomorrow is with one R. Alright, because we wanted our tomorrow to stand out.
You mentioned, as well as the monetary, that any form of support. So, they wanted to offer that other form of support. How can they get in contact with you? Can you give us the address of your salon, or a telephone number, or
Okay.
what they can get hold of you?
As I said, we're not only just looking for monetary support, products, equipment, even voices to come and talk to the young people, encourage them. It is grateful and highly appreciated. I'm based at 186 Wilson High Road, London, NW10. You can contact us on 0208 830 3579 or on the mobile 07956 671 242 or on social media at Michael Styles.
Okay, that's fantastic, sir. It's been an absolute pleasure. I want to, unfortunately I can't shake your hand at this moment, but I want to congratulate you on taking the time out to support and build for the future. And I really do hope that everyone watching this interview does take the time out to support what is being going on, because it is helping to build the future.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. You know something? Thank you all, and thank you for the team for taking the time out just to come down and do this. You know, we highly appreciate it. Thank you very much.
No, on behalf of the team that's there and myself, it's an absolute pleasure.
Blessings.
It's an honor to get to
Blessings. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Cool.
Okay.
Hi, this is Lacey. She's one of our younger students, and she's 10 years old, and she's been from the project from the get-go. Okay. And this is our other student, Siobhan, and she's one of our mature students, and she's 16 years old.
Oh, that's great. I like that man. I like that man very, very much. I'd like to meet that man as well. Very, very good. Thank you, Anthony, for that. And talking about that, he's going to be hot-footing it down here in a minute. Because he's going to be joining me for the Entertainment Corner. But before he does do that with me, the Entertainment Corner, I know you're all saying, why is she talking about the jerk rice? There's the one show that's not talking about, well, yes, I am actually. I'm going to be talking about the jerk rice. In fact, I've got to tell you, when I went down the road, stopped a couple of people and asked them what they thought about it. So we're going to be hearing about that. So join us then. Put the kettle on. I'll have a cool drink. See you soon.
What I love about my natural hair is that it brings out me and my natural beauty, and I love it because it's full of cover and full of style.
What I love about my natural hair, it's healthy, curly, it keeps my face warm, and I can do lots of styles with it. I love about my natural hair is that it's nice, it's curly, and it makes me have comfort in my life.
What I love about my natural hair is how curly it is and the texture of it, because whenever I feel it, it makes me so happy.
What I love about my natural hair is that it's easy to do, it's really soft, and that I don't really have to worry about doing it when my sisters are getting theirs done, and it's really easy to wash.
I love my natural hair because when it's wet, you can see all the nice curls and it's nice and shiny, and it's big and crazy like me.
I like my natural hair because it's more beautiful and more shiny, and I like it because it's beautiful and pretty. It's so beautiful and so lovely and so amazing. What I love about my natural hair is that I can do it in different styles, like plait it, twist it, straighten it, curl it.
What I love about my natural hair is that it's very versatile and I can do loads of styles with it. So it shows how amazing I am, and it's just really, it shows what I'm feeling and how I express my feelings.
What I like about my natural hair is that it's very fluffy and you can do it in lots of different styles. But if you put too much chemicals in it, you can't do it.
Hi and welcome back to the Lifestyle Show with me, Pam Joseph, here at the Tabernacle in West London. To jerk or not to jerk? You can call it punchy, or you can just call it Jamie Oliver. All right, this debacle has been going on for long enough and Lifestyle had to get onto the bandwagon, of course we do. A jerky type of, punchy type of rice and peas has been created by international chef Jamie Oliver. It's now upset the community, even a wider sense of the word community. Do we go for it, or do we, say, well, no, that's incorrect? I don't know. I can't get personal on this. It's for the people to ask. So earlier on, whilst we were here, we asked a few people what they thought about Jamie Oliver's jerky, what should I say, punchy jerk rice. Opinion of the people about Jamie Oliver's jerk rice. So we want to just ask the opinion of the people.
I don't know where you find that.
Well, we're here. It's so much is going on about Jamie Oliver's punchy jerk rice. It's amazing. This thing has hit. It's almost international now. So we're going to go back to local basic. That we're in Ladbroke Grove. We're in the grounds of the Tabernacle. We're about to have carnival here. We want to ask the people, what do they think about Jamie Oliver's punchy jerk rice? Sir, what would you have to say?
Well, me for right now, he may be looking for fame. Because me never heard about jerk rice in my life. The first time I hear about that. Me no jerk chicken, jerk pork, and jerk, you know what I mean? But me never hear about jerk rice. Where him get that from? Where you find that?
Apparently, we have been told that Levi, he said it himself, that he did actually train Jamie into making the jerk marinade. The jerk marinades, but he did not use the authenticity of that in the rice and peas.
It's wrong. It's not right at all. Me not all them get it done, but it's wrong. Them looking for fame and they might get famous because it's something new, you know what I mean? So they might get famous. Exactly. But it's not the right thing because me never hear about jerk rice, jerk chicken, jerk pork.
Okay, let's get
I actually don't have a problem with it. I think the concept is wrong, but at the end of the day, it puts jerk on the map, whether it's jerk rice, jerk chicken. More people know about jerk now. A lot of people didn't hear about jerk before. They know about it now. So at least for the Caribbean community, it pushes us out there. That's my opinion. I think they should just leave him alone.
Some people may say that it's opening the floodgates for others to start calling their dishes jerk.
It doesn't matter. Food is food, regardless of where it comes from. You know.
So we hear someone. This gentleman is saying he doesn't agree. What would you have to say, sir?
No, I think if you're gonna use somebody's food, it's supposed to come from the originality of where the place, originate from. Like it come from Jamaica, right? Unless a Jamaican put his name on it or okay it shouldn't be used. Do you know what I mean? So Jamie Oliver jerk rice. I don't think that's you know what I mean? I don't think it's fair.
I want to get famous too because I have a jerk cheese. So I come in a new recipe called a jerk cheese. Okay, so tell the people about my jerk cheese, okay? Yeah. And my name is Music Man, don't forget that. Music Man have a new recipe called jerk cheese, so
I think you take that jerk rice and make it into a joke, man. You take jerk and make it into a joke, yeah. It's a joke, yeah.
Because you don't know
to me.
Joke already, don't establish
exactly. I mean, there's jerk chicken, there's jerk pork, and there's jerk fish maybe in it. Jerk rice? Nah, never heard of. Never heard of. So. Exactly. Exactly. And plus, when you jerk it,
like jollof.
Look, you need to make the jerk stuff come from a jerk pan, right? With it on the drum and everything like that. So that means you're more or less barbecuing it or whatever. So how's he going to do that with rice? Do you know what I mean? So first of all, he's taken the word and put it into something else that don't
maybe
exist.
He should have said jerk flavored rice.
Yes.
That would have been better.
Yeah, jerk flavored rice. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, something like that. You know?
No, there's no such thing as jerk rice for start off, okay? And it's just more exploitation. It's more exploitation of what is our cultural food. Jerk rice if you cooked it or I cooked it, it's just normal rice. Jamie Oliver cooks it and suddenly it's jerk rice. And as my friend Gina said, it gets on the stores, Sainsbury's, Tesco's, etc. For me, I've had enough of it, to be honest with you. All of this appropriation, and I mean misappropriation. Okay. What else can I really say? Jerk rice, there isn't any such thing as that. All right, we know about jerk chicken, and I just think it's another money-making scheme for Jamie Oliver.
I think, he's apologised if he has offended anyone. This is what he has said, but it's still on our shelves. Do you think it ought to be taken off?
Yeah, and I'll tell you why. Not because he's a Caucasian, which he obviously is, but because if we were to say, go to any one of those chains and say, look, jerk rice, they'd laugh us out of the place. So with him, he's using his so-called kudos, if you like, to get it put on there. And because it's him, right, they'll take it and put it on there.
Your name is?
Kimani Masai.
Jomani, thanks for giving us time out because I know you are very, very busy. We're at the kitchen segment of the Tabernacle. Jomani's just hot-footed it out of the kitchen, such a busy kitchen, to tell us about, his opinion about Jamie Oliver's jerk rice. What do you think about that? That's on our shelves, and what do we have to say about this? And the personal opinion here.
My personal opinion is not. I don't think it can really, it's not possible because it's jerk is a grill thing. Because you can't really grill rice. I mean, you could make it a bit spicy, season it up differently, but jerk itself is meant to be something done on the grill, not an oven or a pot or anything like that. So it can't really, it's not like a thing. If you see what I'm saying?
Do you know why you think he used the word jerk?
Well, I guess it sells for Caribbean people, a lot of the black community. We like our food very spicy and that. So it does, if you're catering for that kind of customers, we'll definitely get through to it, I guess.
People are saying that it's actually been stolen, it's been appropriated. Maybe that's a bit strong, but others say yes, they do feel that it's actually been pinched.
Of course. Well, if you a lot of English culture has been taken from black people, Asian people, or outside of England itself. So, but the jerk chicken itself is not really an English-based thing. It's more like a Caribbean-based thing. So the fact that it's being done here like that, it has been stolen in a sense. But yeah. But you can't really blame him in a sense as well, because
even though we've been told, and he said it himself, Levi Roots actually taught Jamie how to do a jerk marinade, but unfortunately Jamie didn't stick to the ingredients. So what Levi is saying is that if he had properly stuck to the ingredients, it would have been a bit better, but at the same time there's no such thing as a jerk rice and peas.
Exactly. It is literally impossible. It's literally impossible. Yeah, exactly. You have to marinate the rice. You can't do that with rice as well. It's a bit funny. It's not really part of our culture, thing like that. But we can make what he made. I think is spicy rice, and he just gave it the name jerk chicken to catch that sort of customers or crowd or whatever, to make it a bit more better for him. But I don't think, as Levi said, I don't think it's possible. It's not a thing. It's definitely not a thing.
Jomai, can I say you are a chef. You are here working behind there. Have you been recently getting any jokes of people asking you to jerk an egg or something?
Not really. Not really. But I've got a few other jokes and stuff like that. It is crazy. Yeah. But not jerk an egg. That's absolutely.
We've had all sorts of jokes. We had jerk cornflakes and things like that going on. And I think it's now going to a farce now. And the word jerk is being used, I think, now in a very comical and perhaps not a very good way now.
Jerk some chips, maybe. Yeah, I think it is definitely taking it down, from what it actually is, because it's represented now as a rice, but it's not. Can't be done with rice. It's just the chicken. So he's taking it somewhere kind of what it's not. He's taking it somewhere else, and I don't think it would work. Even though he's trying it, it's not really. Personally, I won't really buy it because I can just make it at home or something like that.
Would you like to see off the shelves?
Definitely, because it's not a thing, innit? If you're gonna take someone's idea or their ingredients and all their recipes and stuff like that, you're gonna just do it properly. It's I don't know, it's trying to make a lasagna but not a lasagna. Yeah, but you make without pasta, and you make it something completely different. It's not really a lasagna.
John, somebody was saying and using an idea about this, that perhaps we could use it to our advantage, or Caribbean chefs could use this to our advantage. All right, so he's done that. It hasn't been successful because of who he probably is. Now, if the likes of my cameraman was saying this Levi roots were to create a sort of spicy type of rice and peas. Now he can go to the big stores, perhaps now, and probably get through the door easier.
Of course, it will definitely work better because he's more cultured in that sector. He knows, like for instance, what to do for the jerk rice. He knows that is not a thing. So he'll probably have something else like hot rice or spicy rice, because it's like we do that a lot in the Caribbean as well, like spicy food, spicy rices, rice and peas, plain rice, coconut rice. Like they make it quite different, and like spice is quite hot, some of them. So if you call it that, it'll definitely work. But jerk rice is just absolutely not.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
All right, no worries. Thank you very much. Have a good night.
You see, well, there you have it. Even the MPs have got involved. My old mate here, Dawn Butler, MP for Brent, she says Jamie's jerk is a joke. I love the alliteration on that. This probably continue for days and weeks to come. I don't know how it's going to end. We shall see. But anyway, we have to go for another break now. And when we come back, it won't be me behind the camera, in front of the camera. It's going to be the Dark Persuader. He's here with a very, very special guest indeed. Can't miss it. You wouldn't want to miss it.
What I love about my natural hair is that it brings out me and my natural beauty, and I love it because it's full of cover and full of style.
What I love about my natural hair, it's healthy, curly, it keeps my face warm, and I can do lots of styles with it.
I love about my natural hair is that it's nice, it's curly, and it makes me have comfort in my life.
What I love about my natural hair is how curly it is and the texture of it, because whenever I feel it, it makes me so happy.
What I love about my natural hair is that it's easy to do, it's really soft, and that I don't really have to worry about doing it when my sisters are getting theirs done, and it's really easy to wash.
I love my natural hair because when it's wet, you can see all the nice curls and it's nice and shiny, and it's big and crazy like me.
I like my natural hair because it's more beautiful and more shiny, and I like it because it's beautiful and pretty. It's so beautiful and so lovely and so amazing.
What I love about my natural hair is that I can do it in different styles, like plait it, twist it, straighten it, curl it.
What I love about my natural hair is that it's very versatile and I can do loads of styles with it, so it shows how amazing I am, and it's just really, it shows what I'm feeling and how I express my feelings.
What I like about my natural hair is that it's very fluffy and you can do it in lots of different styles. But if you put too much chemicals in it, you can't do it.
Hi ladies and gentlemen, Anthony Jordan here. Yeah, I'm back. I've been running, hopefully you see it. Right, this interview is, as Pam mentioned, special. Very special. Even for me it has a sentimental value, because the first time I picked up a mic, this young lady happened to have been there. So I'm very honoured to be able to take the mic and have a chance to interview her right now. The one and only Miss Jade Marie, how are you?
I'm very good, thank you. I'm very good, yes.
Right. Some people are saying this face looks a bit familiar. Would you like to...
My face?
Yes.
Well,
where would they recognise you from?
Can I say?
Yeah, please do.
I'm my mother's daughter, Pamela Joseph.
Aha! I didn't want to let the cat out the bag. I didn't want to let the cat out the bag. Ah, indeed. Honour to have you, Jane.
Thank you.
No, thank you so much. So, a star in your own right. A star in your own right.
Yes.
You've done stage, TV work, everything for yourself. Tell us, how did the whole journey begin for yourself?
It began when I was 3 years old. My mum said that I was watching the film, Shirley Temple was on it, and I said to my mum, I want to do that.
Okay.
So then my mum actually took me kind of seriously. She put me into stage school at 5, and from there I carried on. I went to Sylvia Young, 12, and then Tricycle Theatre at 19, and I just carried on and carried on. I never stopped. Never stopped.
Well done.
And I mean, acting is hard. So
Yeah, no, it is. I believe that.
people fall out of it after a while because they feel like they're not. Like Nicki Minaj was an actress, and Nicki Minaj actually said she stopped doing it because she wasn't getting nowhere in a good amount of time, so she went to rapping.
That I didn't know.
Yeah.
That I didn't know. But, no, but well done. I mean, seeing your work, I know it's there. You've got that talent, so it's there. Again, what made you want to keep at it? If with those challenges, I mean, Nicki Minaj gave up, but you've stuck at it.
Because I love and I can't do literally anything else. So that's it. If it's not acting, it would be something creative anyway. So it'd be photography or filmmaking. I do filmmaking anyway, but acting's always been my first love. I can't imagine my life without it. I act literally every day, even at home. I'm doing something. So I mean, there's no way I would stop. There's no way. People have asked me, and I'm like, no. Morgan Freeman didn't stop, and he made it in his, I'm sure, his big old 50s, man.
And everyone loves Morgan. Morgan's the voice. Morgan is the man. So that is a very good
That's
point.
the almighty right there, yeah, man. So I mean, yeah, you can't stop. It will come eventually, at some point.
But, I mean, okay, you say it will come eventually. May I? I'm putting that up there for you guys to see it, right? A Woman's World.
Yes.
That was a monologue. That's serious. That is, I mean, one to be picked to do that is one thing. So that, I mean, that shows the talent that you've got. But I mean, I've never acted, so don't quote me on this. But if you're doing a normal play, a film, anything, if you forget your lines, you might have someone to like support you.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah,
I
you've
know
got
what you mean.
something.
Yeah.
Here you are, on your own, to the crowd. What is that experience like?
It is absolutely terrifying. Nah, man, my anxiety went through the roof. Like Mum could tell you, I many times I said I'm gonna have to pull out. I said I can't do it. There's no way. I asked, I can't do that roller, this, that, and the other, and I just said, oh, do you know what? Just try. When you get on the stage, do you know what? I think the fact that it was a smaller crowd was worse. Because they're on top of you, and I can hear, and I can feel, I can see everything, but I'm obviously not looking at them. I'm over there, but they're right on top of me. But it's an experience that I will never forget. I will never do it again.
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie. But afterwards, when you do the performance and you get off, it's like, jeez, I did that, and I think I murdered it, and I made people cry. I made people connect with her. By the way, she's a character that has, what can I say, schizophrenia, multiple personality disorder, and obviously she's suicidal and whatnot. I mean, she was abandoned by her parents, and it just kind of, she just couldn't take it. She went mad, and yeah, we're turning it into a short film.
Fantastic.
Yeah. So, yeah, I would, yeah.
I mean, okay, there's 2 points I want to hit on that. Point one, you said you wouldn't do it again, but I mean, you toured with it, so that was, you know, I mean, that's really good in itself. So you've really carried on that character. In terms of not doing a monologue again, is it based on having to get into a zone of a character like that, or monologues in general?
Monologues in general.
Okay.
Yeah. That was hard enough as it is, but I just wouldn't do that again. It's too much for me. I think some actors can do it and go for it if you can, but for me, nah, I'm more of an ensemble piece. My other actors there, and I maybe even do it like a duo, whatever. But me on my own, nah, I don't think so. I'm saying that now. I'm only 26. I mean, when I'm 30 odd or 40 odd, I might be like, yeah, I'll do it again. I've done it before. But right now, nah.
I nearly cut the interview. Right? Maybe when I'm 30. You see how I bigged her up at first, you know? All right, we'll let it slip. Maybe when I'm... Anyway. Okay, no, all right. No, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
It's something you've tried. It may come back, but at the moment... I suppose it's like even with music. People can have different genres, but they've got an angle they lean to.
Yeah.
And in terms of acting, you found something that you may not lean to as much. I mean, it's there. But again... as you said, you murdered it. You knocked it out of the park. I've seen the footage myself. It's powerful. So, you know, in that respect, congratulations to you again, you know. So tell us, after that, what happened next for yourself?
I took a break. I said, sorry to be, sorry mum, but I said, F this, man. I'm going to take a couple of months here. This was in April. So it's August now. That's more than a couple of months. I've just started doing acting again now. So, and that's the first time I've ever taken a break that long because I was genuinely, on a real note, I was genuinely going a bit doolally.
I can understand that. I mean, once you start talking rehearsals, performance after performance, time after time, for as long as you did, it's got to leave a lasting impression. I think they've said that about many of the greats. I mean, if we go back to... Morgan Freeman's a great. Stuff like a method actor like Daniel Day-Lewis, who takes those kind of breaks because it takes, you go into the zone.
Yeah. It takes a lot out of you. And, she was a very twisted person. So I'm not trying to put anything on people that have mental health. She was a bit more exaggerated than your normal mental health person. But, because of that, obviously, I'll be sitting at home or wherever, and I'll just start rocking back and forth like that. And I'd be like, what are you doing? And these are the things that I just said to myself, do you know what? 'Cause I really tried to immerse myself into her. And I said, do you know what, Jay, take a break. You need it. I went to Jamaica. I came back last week, Monday, for Dream Weekend.
Okay.
That was lit. I needed that. So now that I'm back, I'm going to start focusing on, obviously, my acting again and also filmmaking again.
Interesting. So, again, going into filmmaking, is this the first project that we're going to see from yourself in terms of filmmaking?
This might have to be put on hold for now, but this would have been the first. But my first one, my own, is a script I've written. It's called Changes, and it's about, 3 guys talking about gang culture. But not in the way that we see in general. It's about, why are black boys and girls even being looked at in a certain light, and it's shedding perspective on that. So it's a very short, 5 minutes, but it's powerful. It got shortlisted for a scratch play to be done at the Southwark Playhouse, and that was my first script I've written. So I'll be working on that coming. Should be out hopefully next year.
Congratulations. Now we talk shortlisted. We have to also talk nominations. Yes, the Buff Award nominated. I should have introed the Buff Award nominated. Jade Marie. Yes. What role was that for, and how did you feel being nominated?
Yeah, that was for a role I did in Morning Glory. I played the role of Tanya, and she was this girl about to go into the army. It's about her and her best friend, and basically her mum commits suicide. She lives with her auntie or her nan, so on. And she's telling her best friend, look, I'm leaving soon. And obviously it's an emotional thing there, but at the end she kind of breaks down into this monologue and is telling her friend that, where was you when my mum killed herself in front of me by jumping on the train tracks and all of that. Yeah, so yeah, I got the nomination for that. And when I found out, I was on the train with my mum, and then I think I screamed. My mum was like, "What is it?" And I was like, "Mum, don't do that. I've been nominated. And then she was like, "Oh, I don't right. Yeah, great, but calm down. But no, that was.
Do you know what?
That was sick. It's my first nomination. No, it isn't.
Congrats.
No, it isn't. My second.
Excusez-moi. That's big.
Yeah. But this is my first major one. That was my first.
Do you know what? Major, minor, Recognition.
Recognition
Is the key thing, and that's where, like, when you talked about getting that break. All right, we all know Hollywood, we all know like the big silver screen, but that's each step there is that improvement.
Yeah.
And from the fact that you can say you've gone from a minor to a major, with all respect to the first nomination, that's progress in itself.
Yeah, and I mean, British Urban Film Festival is major. I mean, they bring in films that other film festivals may not show, and Emmanuel, the guy who's the founder, he just supports a lot of work, because I mean I've done stuff with them before, and he's just such a lovely guy, and so yeah, to be nominated, I mean honestly that was just amazing for me. Like I said, recognition of my talent and what I've been working hard for.
No, great stuff. I love that. So, with all the nominations, the plays, the film, when's the film likely to be out?
Which one?
Your film.
Probably, yeah, say summer next year maybe.
Big stuff. No, that's good. So apart from the filmmaking, what's next for Jade Marie?
It's just kind of, I'm trying to slowly rebrand myself. I'm trying to move, I wouldn't say into the world of fashion like that, like a model, but it's going into more like, fashions and like what's on trend and stuff like that. Obviously, aside acting's always the first. So yeah, it's just kind of moving forward and just establishing those grounds and just, man.
I like it.
Relate to me as well.
I like that. Just a little test here. If I gave you the mic and you said, "Welcome to the Lifestyle Show."
Oh, I can't. Welcome to the Lifestyle Show with Jade Marie Joseph.
Pam, you've been replaced. I think that works. 2 against 1. Anyway, so while we're on the subject, getting onto it, if anyone wanted to see more of your work, get in contact. Actually, before we get in that, talking of contact, what advice would you give to any young budding film writer, filmmaker, or actress out there? What advice would you like to give them?
I would say just to keep going. I mean, any direction is the right direction. And don't let people kind of put you off. Because, I mean, the people have told me before, when are you going to kind of find a real job? What's the real job? I mean, don't we go to the cinema? Don't we watch films?
Thank you.
So if everyone listened to that, then how could we go to the cinema? Doesn't make sense. So, I mean, I would just say keep going. And there's always ways of finding auditions. Obviously, Spotlight, Mandy Network, there's Facebook groups. They're out there, man. So I'll just say keep looking at it and get to know more people in the business. The more contacts you have, the more they're gonna bring you into their projects and stuff like that.
Okay, that's big stuff. Thank you very much. Well, once again, as I was about to go for it before, would you like to give any social networks out there for anyone to get in contact with you?
My Instagram is @Jade_Titch. Is that right? Yes, it is. My Snapchat is Titch357. And my Facebook is Jade-Marie Joseph. Jade Marie Joseph.
Perfect. And finally, would you like to call us off to a break?
Okay. So, Mum, I'm replacing you now, and I'm Jade Marie Joseph, and we'll see you back in 2.
Bye, Pam.
What I love about my natural hair is that it brings out me and my natural beauty, and I love it because it's full of cover and full of style.
What I love about my natural hair, it's healthy, curly, it keeps my face warm, and I can do lots of styles with it.
I love about my natural hair is that it's nice, it's curly, and it makes me have comfort in my life.
What I love about my natural hair is how curly it is and the texture of it, because whenever I feel it, it makes me so happy.
What I love about my natural hair is that it's easy to do, it's really soft, and that I don't really have to worry about doing it when my sisters are getting theirs done, and it's really easy to wash.
I love my natural hair because when it's wet, you can see all the nice curls and it's nice and shine here, and it's big and crazy like me.
I like my natural hair because it's more beautiful and more shiny, and I like it because it's beautiful and pretty. It's so beautiful and so lovely and so amazing.
What I love about my natural hair is that I can do it in different styles, like plait it, twist it, straighten it, curl it.
What I love about my natural hair is that it's very versatile and I can do loads of styles with it, so it shows how amazing I am, and it's just really, it shows what I'm feeling and how I express my feelings.
What I like about my natural hair is that it's very fluffy and you can do it in lots of different styles, but if you put too much chemicals in it, you can't do it.
And I've watched the struggles to save this carnival. When I took up radio in 1974, by 1975, the borough was caught. There was a green little leaflet that I'm trying to find, where it says, we're appealing to the organizers of the Notting Hill Carnival to remove it.
This is one of many events. It is crucial to acknowledge our difference, our sameness, and our value as people. We are worthy. We are the fabric of this society, and the carnival is not just a tourist attraction, but it actually is an income generator. And as Alex, and as we know, it is one of the biggest street carnivals in Europe. You can go across the globe and mention Notting Hill Carnival, and you'll find at least one person who knows what it's all about. I command everyone here to tell and share insight to the carnival and the people who put in the hard work to make it a reality. Tell that story, because it's crucial.
In 1973, the carnival was not going to happen, you know, and that's the truth. In 1972, we had a lovely, for the first time, the jump up was on the back of a truck. Luckily, a band had come from Trinidad and won a prize. They were quite a well-known band in Trinidad. They were called Pan American North Stars. This woman, Merle Major, put the band on the back of a truck, and they had about 500 people or so. And that was very nice. And the following year, I saw an advert in the Time Out magazine of all places for the people of the neighborhood. And when they called the meeting, like I said, 5 people turned up, and 2 of them was Sterling Batiste and his partner Grenville Price, myself, a woman from Dominica, and I think maybe the community policeman, and the director, Anthony Perry. And I said the reason that only 5 people turned up here today is because this thing is dying. Putting the steel band drums around your neck and walking through the neighborhood is wonderful, but it ain't saying nothing. You can't have a carnival with one band. You can't do it. The people had got tired and fed up of it. But luckily, I had a plan. And the plan involved bringing in all the islanders. So that changed the face of the carnival in 1973, where 50,000 people came. Alex Pascal is one of the first persons to I invited to come to broadcast live. So the live broadcast brought tons of people. I stayed until 1975, and Bob Marley used to come and sit there right there on Portobello Road, listening to the sound system and bringing Coxsone with him, and all sorts of wonderful things used to happen. Really, it was a wonderful time watching this thing grow. And I think Jack had it a little bit wrong. The first year was 50,000, the second year was 250,000 people. And the third year, I had to close my eyes. Because right here on this ground here, right here, the Capital Radio bus came. And there was a wicked DJ. His name was Greg Edwards. And all the women loved him and loved the soul music that he played on the radio. So when I invited Capital Radio to come and broadcast live at this carnival, well, you could imagine what would happen. And that's the first time we had 750,000 people, according to the police estimates.
Last year, personally, I didn't attend Carnival, and a few of my friends and family didn't either. Grenfell Tower not only hit us really badly, especially myself and my family. We lost my uncle. But the community we didn't feel like partying. But one thing I will say is the respect that was shown from people in the community and outside. And let me just say, not only on Carnival, but in general, if it wasn't for the love that we were shown, not only by this community, by every other community, and that's really the thing that we want to leave behind, is the strength of your community and how you can be part of it and how you can work to make it stronger. If it wasn't for this, I'm telling you right now, we would have all crashed and burned a long time ago. It's the only thing that really keeps us going, that gives us that push, gives us the energy. We don't need to be reminded why we fight. We have a long road in terms of justice and all of that sort of things, and hopefully that will happen. We will make sure it happens. We won't let it be any other way. But all I'm trying to say, I'm just going to keep it sweet, I don't want to ramble on, but Carnival has taught us a lot. And for the first time in a long time, I'm looking forward to being at Carnival this year, partying with my family.
You know, the funding of Carnival is fantastic today. I remember we used our own money, and Alex Pascal inviting us down to Radio London, where he had a program, and we talked about Carnival, encouraging people to come, encouraging the funding agencies. I remember the time we got £500. I remember the time when Sir David Lane was the chairman, and we got £1,500 to run Notting Hill Carnival. Right now, I remember the people in the Notting Hill riots, because I'll tell you something, they fought on the streets of Notting Hill so that we can have Carnival on the streets of Notting Hill today and many other things. So as I go along, I remember the people, but we must remember the women who made sure that Notting Hill Carnival existed and continued to exist. We must appreciate people whilst they're alive. And that is why, Jack, this plaque is so important.
I came and I was hearing something about somebody talking about, you know, it's a Jamaican who doing this, and it's not a Trinidadian who doing this, and it's a Grenadian who do. I want to tell you something. I don't care if you're from Grenada, Jamaica, Barbados, wherever you come from, Trinidad and Tobago. We are all Caribbean people. And the more we are divided, the more we divide ourselves, is the easier we are to rule. People would continue to rule us. And I'm saying to you today, I am imploring you, I'm asking you, I'm begging you to let us ensure that we pull ourselves together regardless to where we are from. Let us be each other's keeper. Let us see ourselves as one people.
Ladies and gentlemen, extempore monarch means this man is the monarch of improvisation, right? So I want someone in the audience to give out a subject. It could be Brexit, it could be Arsenal, come on, it could be anything, and he will do a song. Is that right, Gypsy? Sorry? Austerity.
Well, it could never be my pleasure to enjoy these austerity measures. The thing about it, I want you to know, tell me why England behaving so. I want them to understand that we came from the Caribbean, and it is not just you and me, but we build England for free. So we ain't have nowhere to go. I tell you it's really fine. England is them own as well as mine. So I want them to know that we ain't have nowhere to go. Whether it's Mass or Carnival we play, we are right in England to stay.
It's an opportunity to dance off the oppression and the hardship of our everyday lives. We have battled many climates to sustain and maintain our carnival as the pioneers envisaged it. It is our heritage and a fundamental part of our identity on the Lancaster West and in North Kensington.
The roots of Notting Hill Carnival took shape in the mid-1960s, coming from two separate but connected strands exclusively. A roll call for our pioneers, all given a mention, paying homage, enshrined, culturally representing. Honoured with the largest blue plaque in world history, a glorious tribute awarded most fittingly for a Caribbean carnival held 30th of January 1959 in response to poor race relations during these problematic times. Bringing us together in Cambridge Gardens, Ladbroke Grove today, where the largest Blue Heritage plaque will be erected in world history by Nubian Jack Community Trust for the pioneers of Notting Hill Carnival as a true and living testimony.
A little bit political here. Going to get a lovely white woman and a lovely black woman to unveil this plaque. Because today, after today, we leave with a unity and a consensus of Notting Hill Carnival. The fighting stops after today. This plaque costs £5,238. There it is, the largest blue plaque in the universe. Fantastic. 70 wonderful pioneers. Plaque could have been a bit bigger, don't you think?
Okay, I'm just going to go off the bat, shake your hand. Brother, thank you. There's no thank me, there is thank you entirely. Such a stand-up moment to take it upon yourself to create the world's largest plaque to honour the struggles that have gone on in the Notting Hill Carnival. How did that come? How did that come about?
Because no one else is doing it. And we have given our one of Britain's most cultural icons a piece of cultural estate. So a people's art is an expression of their freedom. And Notting Hill Carnival, when I used to go, used to be a place of safe abode where I could express myself. I feel that it's now become sanitized, controlled, stayed, and it's been contrived, so it's lost its soul. And I frankly, I think that's a disappointment.
Unfortunately, that is the way it's gone, in a way. But what can we do to bring it back to what it was?
Okay. The only way it can get back to what it was is when we begin to have unity, when we begin to know what we have, and all this in-biting, backbiting, crab-barreling stops, and we have a public face of unity. But we also have to know the history. So that's what this is about today, honouring those who've made it, who've made Notting Hill Carnival what it is.
Would you actually put any social networks out there for anyone wanting to get in contact with you to talk further?
They can go to God, first place, and then they can go to my website, which is nubianjack.org. There's no C in Jack, because I gave my C to charity. It's a little quick.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome, brother.